What is happening, everybody? Welcome to Huddle Talk, episode 3. 3 episodes already. Holy cow. Just sports talk, hobby talk, any kind of talk. Maybe we'll talk food. Who knows? We got some special guests with us tonight, but first we'll go ahead and we'll go around and my partner in crime right over there. Who are you there, sir, on the top right?
I'm Mike, one half of HCC, the younger half.
The younger half. That's true. Definitely the younger half. It's nice to see the younger people in the hobby.
That is true.
Then down below we have,
And the beast from the beast and the beauty breaks.
and we have the postman.
Mike from Ripping for Rookies. How we doing? This is the Pennsylvania connection right here.
That's it.
Omaha.
Pennsylvania connection down below.
Yep.
We got the Georgia connection up top.
Nice.
So how you guys doing? How's everybody doing today?
Doing
Pretty
good.
good. Just waiting for the nasty weather to hit us.
Yeah. We
I
got
heard you guys are getting ready for some cold stuff, huh?
Now they're calling for 1 to 3 inches of sleet and snow.
Yeah, they're just calling for freezing rain for us over here. We're right at the 32-degree mark all night, so it's going to come down as freezing rain, on the east coast of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we won't have that down here. Sorry.
That's
Dang.
it's the advantage.
Yeah,
That's the advantage of being down south.
no, it is, but you pay the price in June, July, and August.
Yeah, there
That's-
you go. Yep.
Yeah.
you pay the price big time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that much better up here as far as the humidity. I mean, we get the same humidity that you get. We don't get the temperatures that you get every day, but it's always the humidity.
Yeah, that is the worst part. Worst part. So, baseball. Let's start. We talk a little bit of baseball here. So, what do you guys think about the news that's going on with the whole potential of the season? Either maybe be with Manfred coming out and saying basically, hey, if we don't have a deal in a couple days, we're gonna have problems with the baseball season. You think he's full of crap, or do you think it's true?
I think it's true. I do. If something's not reached in the next week or so, we ain't having baseball this year.
I just don't know how they can go through that after what's happened the past 2 years, with COVID in 2020 and having half a season, and then last year, only 50% of ballparks filled. I don't know I don't know why the owners are not just saying, hey, let's just make these concessions now, because they're not making any money. How can the owners possibly win if there is a lockout?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Yeah, and it's funny. What you just said was what my thought was. Also, was that with what happened in COVID, what happened last year with the attendance, that they it would be in their best interest to do something. It's like I don't understand what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's like you're all losing money.
Yeah.
Nobody's making anything with a strike or lockout, whatever you want to call it.
That's the thing that's the part that I just don't get. I don't understand what this big labor. I mean, I understand the whole thing about the like what the Cubs did to Chris Bryant and stuff, to get that extra year, and I can understand some of that stuff. But then then there was that thing about they want to reduce the number of the number of players you're allowed to have in your system. How does that make for good baseball in the long run?
That doesn't make First of all, that doesn't make any sense, because how many players that came up as rookies and 2 to 3 years later exploded? So how many players are going to get cut out of the minor leagues that are never even going to have a chance?
Yeah.
You just never know. It's that diamond in the rough. Like 3 years ago, who heard of Luis Garcia, Randy Arozarena, and all of a sudden, boom, they explode. So what if those players weren't in the minor league systems, never got a chance? We'd never hear from them.
Nope.
It's bad it's just bad all around. I think it's just big business, and it's just big business BS. That's what it comes down to. And who's going to win? Somebody on those two sides is going to win. Who's going to lose? Us.
We are.
Yep.
We always lose in everything. Everything in big business, we lose.
Yeah, because I mean,
even if they started now, you still miss out on what, like a week's worth of games or something like that.
Oh, at least a week right now, because the players need a good 5-6 weeks to get ready. The veterans maybe not as much. The younger players maybe. It just depends how they condition off season. But I would say 5-6 weeks, because remember when it was the COVID year 2020, players were coming back and players were getting hurt instantly when they had the other shortened spring training. How many hamstrings were blown in the first month? Yep. Every player was going down with pulled hamstrings because they weren't conditioned, they weren't ready.
Yeah. The only thing that this helps the players is the players that are injured right now. That's the only thing that helps.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, and think about some of the guys like Chris Bryant, Michael Conforto, some of these other free agent guys who haven't signed yet.
They're in limbo. Where are they going?
I mean, you'd have no idea where you're going to be. At least by now, you would have known.
Mm-hmm.
Could have moved your family to wherever you're going and stuff like that. Now you're just sitting there.
And I think the other thing you make a great point of is that, if you try and rush spring training, exactly what's going to happen. Here's two things. If you try and rush spring training, two things happen. Number one, you're going to get injuries. Number two, the product is going to be crappy in the beginning because those guys are going to be getting into playing shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be all for shortening the season and having the full preseason and warm-ups and all that.
Right.
I'd be for that.
Yeah.
Because it'll be better product on the ball field. You won't have your players going out. And just think about some of these players, their careers, like Mike Trout. He's basically missed half of last season. He missed half of 2020.
Yeah.
So that's 2 seasons into one, that he's only had. And now if he misses this season, that's another year. And he's not getting younger, he's getting older. So what's going to happen with his career record? Here's career numbers. Will he even hit 500 now? They were saying, he's going to hit 700 home runs, his career. And if this happens, take 2 seasons out, 2 of his prime seasons out.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure that's at least 60 to 70 home runs easy.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Definitely.
And you look at Miggy going for that, what he's going for.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt him.
He's going to be stuck at 13 hits away from 3,000. For how long?
Yeah. That's true. That sucks for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I don't understand why we go through these things so often, and it's, I mean, there's nothing that they do that changes the game.
No.
Right? Yeah. They don't all of a sudden, I mean, I guess the last concession that was given in was universal DH, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's changed that I know of.
Yeah. I mean, so that gave you one more batter in your lineup. Okay, but what does it do? Do you have to increase the size of your bench now? Because now you have one guy less. Do you carry one less pitcher? Because now pitchers may go a little longer because you're not going to take them out to pinch hit. I mean, but these are things that you would work out during spring training. You'd have a better idea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now you can't.
Yeah. I have being an NL guy my entire life, I never really liked the DH, but I can see the DH now as being, okay, well, you've got this one player who's not really great in the field, but can really hit, so now he's not going to be a defensive liability. He'll be an offensive producer for you.
Yeah.
And I can see that. And I'm accepting it. It's one more player that's going to have a shot in the league to do something, other than a pitcher, although everybody loves to see a pitcher hit home runs, when that happens. It's like, it's like, it's like hitting a player hitting for the cycle. It doesn't happen that often. And it's pretty freaking awesome. I've seen a lot of pitchers hit home runs. But take the bat out of the pitcher's hands and let the pitcher just worry about pitching. You don't have to worry about the bean balls, the throw, the paybacks for, hitting another pitcher, possibly fracturing one of their bones or going in on their hands or the head or their eye or something like that and ending their career.
Yeah. No, very true. I mean, and then I mean, one thing, see, we're all Northeast fan. We're all, well, what is it considered, Northeast or East?
NL
Eastern
East.
Division?
Yeah, and at
Yeah,
least
NL East.
Yeah, NL East. We're all NL East fans here, right now and everything. But so, what does it do for the hot baseball side of the hobby?
Kills it.
if they don't have baseball, it's going to kill it.
It kills
I mean,
it.
we'll still buy the product. That's just a given. That's who we are, because we like to see the new product. But is it going to be a longevity thing? No. It's just going to be all right. New cards that they're not playing, but whatever.
Well,
just try to sell your cards. Forget it.
No, you're not going to be able to sell them. You just got to hold. I mean, if you're a collector, collect what you want to collect and keep it going that way. Don't get in. I never got into this for making money. I haven't made money. I'm losing money. Every time I buy a box, I know I'm going to lose money, because I only want certain players. I only want certain team that I collect. And that's the fun of it for me. I'd rather give away everything else that I have, and be a member of the card community that way than try to, say, oh, I need to make money right now and I need to, get a good card. And, then it becomes addictive and it's not good. But it's going to be like 2020. Okay. Topps pretty much already has their checklist set for Series 2. It's pretty much set in stone. Yeah, and they're going to produce those cards. But it's going to be update. It's going to suck, just like 2020. 2020 update was horrible.
That was a horrible product.
It was the worst product I've seen.
You don't have anybody coming up.
Right. Because nobody played a game.
Yeah.
They didn't have an all-star game. The games started after the traditional all-star game. So you didn't have anybody in update. You had Randy Arozarena, who was actually a rookie in 2020 Series 1 on the Cardinals. And then he was the big rookie on the Rays because it was his first Rays card. Not technically his first rookie card, but it's his first Rays rookie card.
And then he's had 6 after that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, if you look at it, right, he had the rookie logo on both those cards, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens from a manufacturing standpoint of, like, we saw what Topps did. I mean, this was more COVID related, like when we talked about Big League the other night. Big League, they said no. I wonder if Topps looks at those types of things. Do they have to look at, what do they produce everything else? Because you got to figure, like, and here's the thing though, what other pitchers are they going to use? Because obviously all the pitchers they're using are from 2021.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't use anything from this year.
You see it throughout all of their product, all their lines of product. It's there's the same pictures on quite a bit of different product.
Yeah. The only ones that usually change are the Stadium Club, and that's it.
And that's why I love Stadium Club.
Yeah.
But if we don't have a series baseball this year, they're going to use the pictures from this last year for next year. I mean, that's going to be stupid.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Wow. For next year's cards.
Really bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think they have to. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you're an owner, I don't understand how you can afford to have this 3-year stretch.
Yeah.
No.
I just can't see how you as an owner can afford to go ahead and do that. How you can sit there and go, hey, man, I don't care if we play. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
And the other thing is that I feel bad for is the minor leagues, because there was pretty much no 2020 minor leagues at all.
Yeah.
So all those players got pushed back a year, and 2021, at least they were able to play, and there's a good group coming out. But now if 2022 doesn't happen, what happens to all those players?
Yep.
You know what?
Well, I guess do they keep those guys in the minors, because the minor league players are at camp right now?
But if there's an MLB lockout, do minor leagues still play or not?
See, I want to say they do, but
the last time I remember back in the 90s that the only games that we could watch were like the Reading Philly games. When they were on strike. So maybe the minor leagues do. I don't know how that whole CBA works or whatever.
But again, to your point, for instance, like, hey, hobbyist, how you doing, buddy?
Hobbyist, how's it going?
But to your point, though, when you think about it, so take Luis Garcia, take Wander Franco, take some of these other guys that they're talking about. Do they, I guess, do they move them? Are they allowed to move them to the minor league? Like, is Wander Franco allowed to be moved to the
Ooh,
minor league team?
that's a good question.
You
Yeah.
know, because, or does it matter? Like, if you're on the 40-man roster, or do you have to, hey,
Are
you're
you
locked
in
in
the
there?
MLB? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a real good question.
From what I am reading, the minor league will start on time no matter what.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So you'll have minor league, but you won't if you don't have major league.
Yeah, so maybe this year with the card collecting community, it might be better off for us to go towards more like the Bowman draft and the minor league
The
product,
pro debut and
pro debut, heritage. Yeah, that may be a way to go. I mean, I don't know. I'm actually kind of leaning towards it this year to go a little bit more in that direction because I've only been back into it for 2 years. And there were, people that would do breaks of pro debut. And when I got in here, I didn't know what pro debut was. So it's like, yeah, I'll buy into a break, and it's like, I'll take the Phillies. And I didn't know it was all minor league teams. Right. And then all of a sudden, if I start buying some packs of pro debut and I was like, I don't know who these are. So I just put them in a box. And then I go through them like next year. And it's like, okay, well, there's a Brian Hayes, there's this one, there's that one. I was like, these are some pretty cool cards.
The only downfall with that kind of stuff, at least with pro debut and heritage, is the value doesn't hold very well like it does with Bowman.
Well, no, it won't. But if you just want to collect,
right?
Yeah.
It's something to collect. I mean, if you want to start collecting minor league players for your team that you're looking for, go with something like that.
Now, that's the only Topps product that I know of that you can get 5 autographs out of is pro debut.
Right.
None of their others do it.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, Bowman has that one this year that I think had 5 in it. The Bowman's Best, I think, had 5 autographs in it or something like that.
Hey, Matt and Dom, they're in the house.
Dom,
How you doing, guys?
Dom, hey, Matt.
Dom, I got a lot of cards of your favorite player.
Oh man, so you have a stack of Roger Clemens?
That's
right. You got it.
I'm going to send them overnight.
Man, I could add to that. I got some.
Hey, Manny, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'd have to find them, but I got Roger Clemens.
Oh, everybody's got Clemens has so many inserts, it's ridiculous. They're through all the years.
So that's the one thing that scares me about like when you're talking about like Bowman. I mean, so and even with Bowman, it's right. It's either going to be a rainbow number autograph or it has to be the first Bowman.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Wander Franco has like 7 or 8 Bowman cards, I think.
Yeah.
Right, but you need to get the first for the Funko.
And he'll have another one in this year's Bowman, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Of course. Why not?
I think it should be strictly none of the players, the big name players in there. It should be all your younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because the bigger players, their cards don't have no value really.
No, they really don't.
That's your true feelings, Dom. We want to know.
Hey, Dom, John's going to send you 5 millions, Clemens.
There you go. I don't know. It's good. It's going to be interesting. That it's. It sucks for the hobby that this is gonna, that this had to happen. And to me, the thing is, there's so much more of a what do you want to call it, of a rush or a looking forward to for like when basketball's coming out, right? When the football's coming out, and baseball, they had their opportunity to go ahead and be like, man, we could do it. And what do? Blech, you puke all over yourself.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm feeling less confident about baseball this year, and it's actually starting to become a little depressing because if you look at it, it's not only baseball, it's baseball cards. It's something that it's 2 things that we love to do, and I got back into it 2 years ago, and that was after 35 years of not collecting cards, and I found something from my childhood that I really enjoyed doing, and now I'm doing it now, and just meeting everybody in the card community. and having stuff to talk about, and just share cards and stuff like that. It's kind of depressing. It really is.
Definitely.
Well, but I mean, how do you feel about it, Mike? I mean, where are the older guys? I mean, we've had a lot of baseball. We've gone ahead, and been collecting for a lot longer. I mean, what do you think it does? What does it do for you?
Come on, Mike. For God's sakes, I saw Hank Aaron play.
I mean, from just the viewer side, I mean, like you mentioned, I mean, these are some of Mike Trout's prime years that I'm missing out on. He's my favorite player. I don't get to see it. I mean, you think about what the Mets have done in the last years. You signed Lindor. We just got Scherzer. Now, the possibility of not seeing him pitch a year next to Jacob deGrom, have two greats like that go back to back. That sucks. I mean, all the young guys too. That would be amazing to see Adley Rutschman finally get called up and see him go crazy, and these other guys. But I mean, these billionaire owners don't want to pay these guys what they deserve, and they're willing to willing to cut out making millions and millions each year just so they don't have to pay them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I agree, but on the same side, it's both sides that are money hungry.
Oh,
they're out there playing a game we all used to play as kids for nothing and enjoying it. It's like, why do you need millions and millions of dollars to be playing? Why does Tatis need $384 million over 14 years?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, yeah, he's a great player, but why?
Yeah.
$1 million you can't do it from 500,000? No, I mean,
it's not only that. I mean, when you look at certain things, hey Bogarts, when you look at certain things, what has he done to show that 5 years from now he's going to be worth, what is it, 30 some odd $1 million or more per year?
Exactly.
Well, look at Wander Franco.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he had what, a month and a half, 2 months, or I don't know how many months he had, but he gets $100 and something million. What have you done to prove it?
It's a gamble on the owner side to give players that kind of money. I mean, they're reading the hype, they're seeing the hype, of these players, and they want to keep them on their team for as long as possible. And just look at, I just heard today that Freddie Freeman is not going to come back to the Braves. Is that what he said?
Yeah. There's another guy. Yeah.
It's really pushing that he's not, because he wants like a 6-year deal. The Braves don't want to give him more than a 5-year deal.
What's the difference in 1 year? Seriously, let him end his career as a Brave.
$2 million. That's really all it is.
That's all it comes down to. I mean, Freddie Freeman, maybe 1 or 2 more good years. How old is he? 31, 32, 33? And then it's going to tail off. But you got the production out of him. I think he deserves it. If that was the Phillies saying, "Hey, Mike Schmidt, yeah, we're only going to give you 5 years on a 6 years deal," I'd be pissed. I'd be done.
Yeah,
I'd be done with
Freeman's 32, so he's probably got maybe 3 more years left in him.
At the most, yeah. No, well, wait a minute. The DH is coming. The DH.
Yeah, true, yeah. So he could have 5 or 6 more years left.
So he may have 5. He could be the DH.
He will find a team that'll give him that. He will.
Oh, for sure.
I know he will. And it'll be the Yankees.
Hey, Zach, how's it going?
I don't think it'll be the Yankees.
Dodgers, I think.
Dodgers? Yeah.
I think Dodgers. But to the point is that I think this is why I never understand this fight on both sides. But I understand why the owners don't have to give a crap, because the truth is this: they know there are millions and millions of people who would play the game, who would gladly go through the minors and come up, right? It's not like they have a shortage of people to play. Right. They will find people to play. Now, the product is going to change, but if all the great players left and all average players came in, you would still at that time see guys that are better than the other that are getting better. And I think that's part that gets me. Yes, the players should get whatever they have to get and stuff, but the truth is if they really want to make a stand, I mean, they just got to figure out a way to say, hey, no, we're not doing this anymore. But who's going to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm on your side that if you're going to request that kind of money, prove yourself in the first 3 or 4 years and then ask for that kind of money. Because without proving yourself, you don't deserve it.
No.
That's like Soto. He rejected that deal, $375 million for however many years it was. Now, he's still got 3 years on his contract, but I mean, if he actually does really, really good in the next 3 years, then I can see giving him that kind of money, the $500 million. But if not, you get hurt like Tatis did.
Yeah. And what now? Tatis may have to switch positions, right? Isn't there some talk about moving him to the outfield?
Yeah. Abrams coming up.
Well, they did move him there after he came back from being hurt. And then they put him back at shortstop again.
But, I don't know.
Go ahead.
No, I said I don't know. I just don't get the whole thing. It's funny. I was just thinking about we as it's a double-edged sword for us too, right? Because we want our players to stay and get what they can get, and we want the owners to do whatever it is to keep them. But yet it's so hard when you hear about as much as we say, gosh, Freddie wants 6 years. What's wrong with Freddie taking 5?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like that double-edged sword type thing where it's like, hey, where's the give and take?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a negotiation. Hey, you want 6 years? Fine. We're not going to give you as much money because we feel that 6th year we won't get the value. But who knows? I mean, 6 years, him being a DH for the last 3 years, if he's still hitting 30-something odd home runs, driving in 100 runs, hitting, 280, 290, I mean, isn't it worth it?
And, and some teams, just on your point of that, some teams have gotten burnt by signing players to long-term contracts. Like my Phillies after the 2008 season, right? Signed Howard, signed Utley, signed Rollins, right? Yep. And you kind of figured you'd have like maybe 3 more good years out of them. And then by 2011, it all came crashing down, and we held onto those players a little too long.
Yeah.
And we could have gotten a lot of draft picks. I wouldn't even want draft picks with our farm system because our scouts are horrible. I think we have one. I think we have one player in the top 100. Maybe 2. I think Abel and Bryson Stott in the top 100 this year. And but still, I mean, it would have hurt. Like, oh my God, Ryan Howard's gone. But Ryan Howard didn't come up until he was 26 years old.
Yeah.
So he was already at the beginning of his prime when he came up. Chase Utley had injuries had bad knees for, like 2010, 2011. Jimmy Rollins, all-time hit leader and all that. I knew eventually he was going to go, and he went at the end of his career. Rollins is the one that I would have probably held on to, but that's all hindsight. And then you see the Phillies for like the next 10 years, they're 500 team.
Right.
Barely. So it's like it's hard to tell because you're going to rip fans' hearts out if you trade somebody or but you have to get something in return. I think with baseball you just have to constantly keep moving. I mean, look at the Oakland A's. Every year they're up there. Every year they're pretty much in contention for the division, and they recycle players left and right. Every spring you look at the teams like, who are these guys? And they just come out of nowhere and they play well, and there's other teams that have had bad seasons that are starting to build up. I mean, look at Detroit. Detroit is another one that's on the rise. The Rangers are on the rise. The Mariners, watch out for the Mariners. Oh my God, do they have some great talent, some great young pitching, some great talent coming up. Yeah, there's teams that know how to do it, and you have to build within your team, within your system. you know,
Right.
also. And like Freeman, he came up through the Brave system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it so hard, because he was homegrown. He came up through the system. You
Yeah.
don't want to see him go. You want to. You think the team would say, "Hey, all right, yeah, we'll give you the 6 years because you've done so much for us. You've exceeded all of your contract obligations." But then again, I can see the other point, like you're saying. What's the difference between 5 or 6 years? You know, what is the difference? Why is it going to be like somebody's going to say, "I want 6"? You know, we're only going to give you 5, and then he goes, "All right, see you."
Yeah.
You know,
What he should do is take the 5-year deal, and then at the 4th year, see how he's doing. And if they say, "Hey, you want to offer me a year extension?" and do it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
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 After
I mean,
3
you
or
could
4
always
2 years,
do
6 years.
Yeah, you could always do a 5-year deal with a 6-year option.
Why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
You know, I don't know. I think, you know, I have had a bad taste, you know, for ownership.
Hey, Adam.
Honestly,
Adam, how you doing, buddy?
ever since the Mets traded Tom Seaver for what they got from him.
Oh God,
Mm.
that
All,
got
and that was like the first time for me as a fan of seeing, you know, like the money aspect, where it really started, you know, to come in and everything, you know, from that standpoint. You know what I mean? You know, and to see that and everything, and you know, that's where the irritation occurs when you see, you know, you see him win a 300th game, you know, in a different uniform. You see him, you know, pitch a no-hitter in a different uniform. You see him continue to win, you know, winning like another site in a different uniform, you know, and everything, you know. I mean, it's kind of like with the Braves, you know, they let Tom Glavine go, and Tom Glavine, one of the heart and souls of the team, and he wins his 300th game in a different uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
The only good thing I see out of all this is because of what baseball has done, we're not going to see the product go up as high as football and basketball have because of what's happening.
Yeah.
Because we could easily see those prices coming up if they were keep it going.
Yeah, that always. I mean, I can never understand why, and maybe it's just because the designs are so simple for baseball that the prices really never got super crazy. You know, I mean, like it wasn't that, I mean, other than like a Galleria, you know, I'm sorry, Gallery. Like when you look at Gallery, right? You buy a mega box of Gallery. We are getting 2 autographs, but if you're able to find it at Walmart, it's $80, right? Where now you're getting 100 cards, so it's still a decent mega box as far
Less
as
than $1 a card. When
right.
it comes down to it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're still getting some good there.
And 2 autographs.
It's not like you go ahead and buy, you know, basketball, you know, and you spend, you know, $60 and you're getting 32 cards. You know what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that and everything.
I think the other thing is with basketball is that there's just you know, the team size. There's only 12 players on. I don't follow basketball, okay, at all. You know, I follow
15.
Yeah, okay, so 15 players on the team. How many players on baseball? How many prospects are there?
Yeah.
How many other insert cards and stuff like that? So yeah, I don't think I can see that basketball would be more expensive because there's a limited amount of players that they're going to produce cards for. I mean, what's in a total set? I don't know if there's series 1, 2, or 3 like baseball. Is it just like one set and then boom, that's it?
Well, the big difference you have is that in the basketball product with Panini, all of a sudden, you know, you'll get Tim Duncan, Karl Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Julius Erving, right? So, you know, you don't just get what the guys that are actually playing today, you know, they throw the veterans in, you know, also. You know, so there really isn't like I say, hey, you know, 15, if there's 15 players, 30 teams, okay, hey, we should have a 450 card, you know, base set. No, because who knows how many, veteran players they're gonna throw in for each team.
Okay.
You know, I just can't justify $750 for a box of cards. Or a box of cardboard actually is what they are.
Yeah. I can't I rarely go over 150. Rarely. I mean, I really have to like the set, you know, but It's like 150 is like my line. I'm like a low end buyer. I just like opening and collecting cards, you know.
Yeah.
And I find it much more rewarding when you pull an autograph or a numbered card or something out of a retail, out of a blaster box or a hanger box or something like that. It's like, wow, this is awesome. I mean, there's nothing guaranteed in there, you know, and most of the times they're a bust. But it's that one time when you hit that autograph, and you're like, oh my God. And it's like numbered to 25. It's like you feel like you just accomplished something. You just scratched off that lottery ticket and hit big.
Yeah. Well, it happened. We were doing Chrome update and everything, going through. I didn't expect it. You know, it's one thing paying attention. All of a sudden, boom! I got, you know, Daniel Lynch for the Kansas City Royals.
There you go.
Autograph. I was like,
there you go. I pulled a Spencer Torkelson, not a Spencer Torkelson, the pitcher, Tarek Skubal.
Howard.
Tarek Skubal. I pulled a gold card out of 25. Wow. I was like, yeah, this just paid for the box.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I opened those gallery megas. I got a Casey Mize auto out of
nice
25 or 50, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But and then the other thing, if you look at like the Panini product and also the Topps product this year, I mean, they're saying 2 guaranteed autographs. You know, autographs are from like players that aren't going to make it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so wait a minute. So why am I paying all this additional money to get an autograph of Debbie Garcia, Clark Schmidt, and Dalton Varsho, you know, and all these players that are not, you know, I want to see like, you know, a Juan Soto autograph, Fernando Tatis Jr. autograph. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see something like that. But okay, they say that they're in there, but how many are in there?
That's one? Right. Yeah.
One. Yeah. How do you track it?
Right. Yeah, and that's true for you from that. That's a great point from staying is that, you know, so if Casey Mize has a card that's, you know, to 50 and it's an autograph card, I'm assuming that means that all 50 are autographs. So you get the chance to get 50 Casey Mize. Is every other player the same way? Are there 50 Mike Trouts?
No.
See, what I've been like doing some research on it, and from what I hear, especially at least with Topps, like Mike Trout has an exclusive autograph contract with Topps. He cannot sign for Panini or anything like that. He can only sign for Topps.
Right.
But he has a limit of how much he'll sign for that contract. So I think like Tatis, Soto, all your big name players only sign so many, and that's it. Where for your rookies, let's get their autographs out there. They don't care. They just want to get their autograph out there.
Right. If they get, you know, $5 for signing that for every one of them, you know, they're 1,000. I just made $5,000 for signing 1,000 things, you know, and we look at it, it's like, shit, you know, it's like, it's an auto, but
and those numbered ones, you got to figure, okay, if Casey Mize has out of 50, there's probably another one he's out of 10, another one he's out of 5. And then he has the base auto where it's probably like 1,000 or 1,500 of them.
Yeah.
Tommy's breaks. There you go. Joe Name will auto 2,500 cards for $1 a piece. Big names will not, and they have specific deals to get paid quite a bit. Yeah, exactly what John's talking about. Yeah.
Well, hell, and then they sign a label.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll sign a label. Give me 2,500 labels. I'll sign them for $1 a piece. Yeah.
I'll sign them all day, Mitch White all day long. I don't care.
I'll sign them until my freaking arm falls off.
Learn to become ambidextrous.
Oh, look, I got a Mike Post autograph
okay,
card.
cool. Now I can sign
cards
left
at a time. Just you don't even have to really sign them. Just put a letter. You're good.
Or a symbol or something.
Wiggle.
Yeah.
Wow. That's irritating when that kind of crap happens.
Yeah, that's why it's like, oh yeah.
The one I really liked was Randy's card. Randy Rosarina when he autographed the way
that was a
smile. That was really awesome.
Yeah,
and I think he put his number on there too, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how it's like when I read that, I'm like, really? So the odds of you really pulling any of the big names, unless you're a certain somebody that buys 100 cases, is going to pull one, obviously.
Yeah.
But
it's like when I pulled that Ricky Henderson out of that archives box. Right. I was like, it's freaking awesome. I mean, how many did he actually sign? You know, because you see everybody else's autographs. To say, who was it? The manager? We pulled the manager from the Twins or something like that. And everybody pulled that one. Yeah, everybody
like
pulled
that.
One.
One of those guys that signed a ton of cards.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He had a cup of coffee in the major leagues, and now he's a manager. So now they, give him a card and give him, 10,000 stickers to sign and sign them. you know. But it's like, I think out of all the autographs I pulled, I think my favorite ones were like the Jazz Chisholm, because I pulled that out of a Stadium Club blaster box out of 25. You know, that was awesome. And I think the Ricky Henderson were probably the two best autographs that I personally pulled. You know, all the rest of them were just like, you know, they're your average player. They're below average player.
The other day I went and bought 3 packs of Top Series 1 for my LCS. I pulled the autograph out of the box. It's Andre Jackson. Who the hell is he?
That's Tito Jackson's son from the Jackson 5.
All I know is Brandon Jensen's probably going to love the card because it's $1. That's where it's going to go.
Hey, if anybody wants to join us, there's the link. Yeah, well, I think, what was it, Mike? Was it Chronicles draft picks or something like that? We opened up and we have 3 autographs or 4 autographs from the same guy.
That's in football.
Football, yeah, in football.
Yeah.
In football, we were opening up. I think it was Chronicles. Between the two of us, I think we have 3 autographs of the same player.
Wow.
Kayvon Wallace.
That's kind of like your double Mitch White box.
Yeah, 2 Mitch White autographs out of 1 Stadium Club box.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Wow.
That was the curse of my channel. I was so upset with that I got in touch with Tops right away.
Tops corrected it for you.
Emails back and forth. I'm like, watch the video. I am not lying here. Watch the video, right? And I guess it was 6 weeks later, they sent me a box. They actually sent me another box because I was on there all the time, every day, 2-3 emails a day, just like blasting them, showing them I got 2 Mitch White. So now everybody sends me Mitch White cards.
Mitch White cards.
Autographed Mitch White cards, and you know, they hand autograph them and stuff like that. So.
I did one.
He is the curse of my channel. I'm thinking about, you know how Stryker made that song about Kikuchi, right? I'm gonna do mine to Elton John. The bitch is back, but it's going to be the Mitch is back.
Yeah, I tell you, it's I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's like, you know, like you like getting the autograph, but it's like you're saying, you know, I mean, gosh, just give me that second level player.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You know, okay. So you're not going to put in a ton of Trouts and Sotos and DeGroms and Tatises and Harpers. Okay, we get it. You're not going to put a lot of those guys on there.
Give me a Jeff McNeil. Give me an Austin Meadows. Give me somebody that you know has a career going. A Brandon Lau, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys that got a couple All-Star games under the belt or have a future All-Star games.
Exactly. Yeah, some All-Star players.
And I hate to say it, I would take a Trey Turner autograph.
Yeah.
I would take a Trey Turner autograph too.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's the only thing that gets me. It's that, you know, it's that guy. Like, I can understand some of these ones in Bowman, right? In debut, in even in heritage, you know, stuff like that. I can understand that. But when it's your flagship product, give people a reason to want to freaking buy it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I
agree. Step up instead of just putting, like, you get a hobby box. Say Dunross. There's what? 2 autographs,
2 autos and a relic for $99.
Why can't Topps do the same thing? They do that for their jumbo boxes only, and it's like whatever.
And Dunruss cards, you get refractors, you get all kinds of shiny cards and numbered cards in there, left and right. And Topps, you don't.
Yeah. I that, you know, to me, that's what I always thought. I was like, you know, I don't understand why. Even in blaster boxes, why you don't see more. Not saying that there has to be 1 in every one, but 1 in every 3 maybe, or something like that. Like I just don't understand. Like, what, you know, if you're gonna fill up if you're gonna make somebody pay, you know, what is it, $400 for the jumbo boxes of Series 1? Is it, or are they going for more than that?
It's like I can get it for $230.
Yeah, okay. $275 is, I think, it's on blowout today.
You're gonna pay for that. You should not pull Mitch White in there. I'm sorry.
No,
You
I
should.
didn't. I pulled a Hinju Ryu out of 25
there's a perfect one. There's
Yeah.
another good example.
out of a jumbo.
You know,
It's like, what
How
the-
many Andres Munoz cards did you pull out of 2020?
Oh,
Or Andre Morejon?
you don't even
You know?
know.
Left and right. They were all over the place.
Yeah. That's like I said. That's the part. That gets me. I just don't understand that part. You want to, you want to grow the hobby. I mean, obviously, if you want people to buy your product, give people a reason to buy it, especially if,
Exactly.
I think for the longest time, Topps is, Hook. They've lived on their name and they've lived on the only baseball full license.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to come out with anything.
Nope.
No.
They could have just sat on it.
They didn't have to be special. I mean, how many, what? You can get what did we open and in the update they throw some of the black chrome. I'm sorry, the black gold.
The black
Yeah.
gold, yeah.
Now Mike got 2 in 1 box, which is pretty good.
Mhm.
Normally you get 1 per box. It sucked for him. He got 2 guys he doesn't want to collect. I mean, it would be nice if you got a guy that you wouldn't mind collecting.
Yeah, I've opened up a couple of blast. Like I think I opened up one hobby, one of the retail boxes. One of the retails, I got that for like $60 or something like that when it first came out. And I've been opening up a few blasters, and pretty much only the hobby, the retail, and maybe 3-4 blasters, something like that. I have 5 Christian Yelich black golds.
Wow.
Don't want 5 Christian Yelich black golds.
So you know who you can send them to.
I know I can send them to Steve Rademacher.
Yeah,
He's
he'll
about
take
the
it.
only one.
Yeah, he'll take
The only good
Yelich.
thing about this year is, at least that from what I've seen, is retail has been a lot better than hobby.
Retail is for numbered cards and parallels. Absolutely.
Yep. Autographs. You can even get the home field advantage cards out of blasters and hangers I've seen.
Uh,
So, I
a
mean,
small request from Tommy.
That's all he wants.
That's it. That's not
I'll do
asking
what
a
I
lot.
can, Tommy. Let me give Tots a call tomorrow, and I'll let you know what's going on there.
Tommy, I'll tell you what. I will go out and buy he wants a box full of Griffies. Oh, okay.
Griffey autos.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
well,
We can
yeah.
just send him over to Adam. Adam can do TTMs all day long for him and get a box of Griffies that way.
I could just give me the Griffey cards. I'll sign it. I don't care. He won't know the difference.
Yeah, I tell you, it's Hank Foot. Hey, Mama, how you doing? She cut off a Mike Tyson interview to come see us. Oh, thank you so much.
Well, you got 3 mics here and only 1 mic on the other one, so I think you're better
Right?
off.
Yeah, it's true. You got triple the mic.
And that must have been a thrilling interview. Just saying.
Hip Flippin' Mama is a big boxing fan. If you come up with boxing cards or anything like that, she's the one you want to hit up if you find any boxing cards.
I'll keep an eye out. I haven't seen any, but
I haven't, no, but definitely keep an eye out for that.
all right. Here's a question: who do you guys think? For me personally, the biggest flop as far as prospects I think is going to be is Dominguez. Something tells me he's going to end up being a flop. I think Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be your big one.
You're thinking Bobby Witt. I'm thinking Adley.
Well, Adley would do good too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was high on Wander, and from the 2 months that he played, he looks like he's going to be a player. But just because of all of the hype on Dominguez, that even if he's a good player, he's going to be a bust. That's going to be considered a bust, even a good player. I mean, he's going to have to come out of the gates, with all the hype, rookie of the year, within the next 3 or 4 years, MVP, all-star games, cracking, 40 home runs consistently. Anything less than that, and everybody's going to say, oh, he's a bust.
Yes,
Well,
Tommy. It's just a feeling.
Because
I have.
everybody
I don't
put
know
this
why.
hype on him. It's
just,
not his
feel
fault.
that if he doesn't come out in his first year and get the rookie and even possibly MVP his rookie year, I think people are going to realize that he wasn't all what he's cracked up to be.
It's because everybody has put him on a pedestal that I don't even think Mike Trout could reach in his first year.
And not only that, he plays for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
so the pressure is going to be on him.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
unreal.
yeah. I mean, and you look at if when he comes up, let's say, the Yankees keep doing what they're doing and not, not doing great, not making, not going deep runs, not making a World Series, hey, it's going to be, we need to bring him up and he's going to lead us to the World Series,
Exactly.
And then that kid's going to have 1,000 pounds on his shoulders every time he steps out of that dugout.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be rough.
I
mean, if he was on like Kansas City or Arizona or something like that, but he's going to like the Mecca.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, of brutality with the media. Yeah.
I say if he's going to like the White Sox or something, it'd be different. He has players there that can
so many players around him. Wow.
Yeah.
Not saying that the Yankees don't, but I think it would be a more comfortable fit if he went to the White Sox, but he's not going.
But like you also look at Blaze Jordan and Austin Martin. Where are they at? You got Austin Martin that went to the Twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin
Blaze
was already
Jordan,
traded.
And Blaze.
And the funny thing is Austin Martin really wasn't traded for a great player either.
Mm-mm.
He was traded for what? Barrios?
Yeah.
Barrios, yep.
I think it was a good move on the Blue Jays part because first of all, where are you going to put Martin? They needed a pitcher to get through the postseason last year, and I think they need that one veteran pitcher on their team that can kind of like, stabilize the pitching staff. So, true. Any other team would have probably given up a lot more for Austin Martin, but Toronto filled their need at the time.
Yeah.
But going back to Dominguez, Tommy makes a great point. $5 million is nothing for the Yankees.
Right.
That's
nothing.
That's $3 for you and I.
I mean, I don't see him coming up anytime soon, but
no, I mean he's only 19 and he's in single A still.
Right. So what, 2024 at the earliest? Well, there might not even be a 2022 season, so who knows?
And I mean, there's a lot of good rookie or prospects coming up. Like you have Jordan Lawler for Arizona. He's supposed to be a monster.
Yeah.
You got Armando Cruz for us. You've got who's the other big one? Mac. Oh God, I think he's a Dodger. Oh, I can't think of his name.
Rodriguez?
No,
not Rodriguez.
I think
he's for the Mariners.
Well, there's a Luis Rodriguez and a Jose.
That's
Rodriguez.
right. There are two.
Julio Rodriguez. I mean, and I think Luis is the one for. Is he the one for Seattle or is that Julio?
Julio's for Seattle.
Yeah, Julio, Seattle.
He's another one that's supposed to come up. You have him, Kelnick, Gilbert is a pitcher. You have Kyle
Hancock out there.
You have Kyle Lewis if he stays healthy. I mean, they've got a team that definitely can make a run. I don't expect the Nats to do much this year because we really didn't pick up anybody. And Zimmerman retired, which is no big deal. But we're going to have to fill that spot.
Hello, Anthony. Hey, if anybody in the chat wants to join, the StreamYard link's right up on top there in the pinned comment. I think, but see, that's the problem you have with baseball, which is so weird. Mike, we talked about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Look how Dominguez has gotten hurt, right? He lost a year. Now, look, he lost a year at 17, a hell of a lot different than a player at 30, but he still did lose a year of development. Right.
And another one you can look at Acuna too. He was out 2021, half a season in 2020. May not have a 2022.
Yeah.
And you go the way you look at Trout. Trout didn't play in 2020 because he didn't want to. He gets hurt in like the first 10 games of 2021, so he didn't play that whole season. He misses another year. What's that going to do with his cards? His cards are already starting to tumble a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. Have a good night, brother.
See you,
Adam. Have yourself a Larry evening. Yeah, it's yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's it's so tough. And then the difference, when you look at the way the baseball is, a guy's a hero one year, and then all of a sudden, again, like you said, he gets hurt, and what happens? And if he's, you know, from a hobby perspective, right? If it's a guy who's had 3 or 4 or 5 good years in a row, okay, his cards will take a little bit of a hit. But if it's a guy who has 1 year, boom, and that's the
Mhm.
guy you go ahead, and you're like, oh my gosh, this guy had a great year. I could get a whole bunch of his cards. You invest, and all of a sudden you're like, oh crapola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I can see that happening, especially if Wonder gets hurt. If they play this year and he gets hurt, oh Jesus! Or they don't have a year. What's that going to do to his cards? Because you're not going to see anything.
Yep.
They'll just be holding until the following year until they come back. I got to step out for a sec, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, Mikey. Yeah, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how the hobby evolves with this. Fanatics getting involved. I know it's still a couple years down the road, but man, oh man, you wonder. You just have to wonder about what happens with that.
Well, they take over for Tops next year.
Yeah.
2023. They have Panini. They don't take them until 2025. But from what I've been reading, I guess what it's going to say is Tops brought to you by Fanatics on the bottom of the card in the small print. So if they do that, that wouldn't be too bad, because it'd be dumb of them to get rid of Top's name. It's too much of a stable name that people trust. My fear is they're going to take it away from all the LCS stores and make you buy it strictly online like they want to do.
Yeah.
If they do that, I think there goes all your LCS stores.
Wow. I didn't think about that. Yeah, wow.
It's like I'm hoping they change their mind on that. Because I think that ruins the hobby. It's like all those little mom and pop stores and all that go to the wayside.
Yeah. Oh, what does it do? I mean, you think about what how does it affect card shows?
Yeah. I mean, are you going to have a national anymore if that happens?
I mean, if you have a national, like we went to national, I mean, like you think about that, Mike, right? That middle part with all those guys who had boxes. I mean, all
Unless
of a
they
sudden
hoard them all this year, like just hold on to them. That's it. And even then, what are they going to be worth next year?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point there, John. I mean, if 2023 is going to be Fanatics' beginning year, this being then the last year for Topps product, do you hold some of it? Do you buy? If you buy 2, do you buy 3 and put 1 away?
Yeah, I've been wondering that myself. Like, should I do that and just be able to hold it and say, "Hey, I've got one of the last products Topps ever made." I mean, as a top single.
I don't know what it does, because it's, again, the problem you have with, the problem baseball has always had is that when you look at a rookie class, right? Not when you look at guys who have the rookie emblem on their card, so many of them, it takes years before they are good.
Yep.
Now, if you go ahead and hold, but the problem you have is it's one of the reasons for holding also is those numbered cards.
Right.
Yeah, Anthony makes a good point.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea. So like, for instance, one of the big, bounty cards for baseball was the Wander Franco 1/1, refractor. Well, that's been found. That was pulled.
And so was the 1/1 sketch card.
Yeah. Right. So you're thinking, so that would be the one, right? Like when you think about it, like that's like kind of like the one thing you would hold your hat on, thinking, man, that box that I have right over there on the shelf, that could be the one that has the and now you go, oh no, it doesn't.
It might have a 1 out of 5 or a 1 out of 10, something like that, but that's not going to be anywhere near the 101.
Yeah. So Tommy, no company should be responsible for holding others if they decide to sell online. It's not Top's fault if others fail. Things change, business change. Yeah.
No, I agree with that, Tommy. It's just
wholeheartedly.
It hurts the LCS stores if they don't allow to sell to them. They don't keep up the deals like LCS have with the distribution centers and say Tops directly online. Like back when I had my store, that's what I had. I had Tops and Upper Deck direct, so I could order right from them and get it. Now they're saying they don't want to do that. You're right. Online music did kill Tower Records.
Yep.
Music, but I feel bad for this. The LCSs are all like mom and pop stores. That's an American economy right there. It's going to kill it.
They're on a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's going to hurt. I mean, and at least, I mean, it hurts them for baseball this year. In 2 years or in 3 years, it hurts them for all sports. When Fanatics gets basketball and football, who knows what they're going to do with hockey? If I mean, now don't forget. I don't look. We all know hockey's not a gigantic oh my gosh thing, right? But from a Panini standpoint, man, like Panini can't. I guess the thing is if I read it correctly, this should be the last year for Panini products also for baseball, right? Because didn't Fanatics get the players, the MLB, PA, and the MLB? So if they have both of those,
they got both of them from Tops. Got because Panini only had the players,
right?
And I think their contract with the players ends in 2025.
Oh,
they didn't like when they bought them. They let them keep it until 2025, and then they take over. And I don't see Fanatics. Well, knock on wood, I don't see them getting the NHL from Upper Deck because Upper Deck just recently signed a whole new deal with the NHL.
Yep.
And really, I don't see why Fanatics would go after that because it's not a huge product like your baseball, football, and basketball are.
Right.
But I saw that Topps put out a basketball set this year. I was like, how are they doing that if they didn't have any rights to basketball? But with Fanatics buying it, I guess that's how they worked the deal. But I didn't. Because I saw it on Cardboard Connection. I was like, wow, they haven't had basketball in a long time.
I didn't see that, really.
Yeah, they have a Bowman Next Tops now, which is like, I think like college and young guys like that. And then they have Overtime Elite Tops now, which I guess Overtime Elite's league somewhere.
Wow, that's interesting. Didn't know that at all.
I'm looking at what they were talking about today, and according to the opening day will be delayed and regular season games will be canceled if no deal is reached by February 28th. So they haven't canceled anything yet except for probably the spring training, but I guess that's at Monday. If they don't make a deal, then they start canceling games.
And that sucks. You think about all those little cities in Arizona. Oops, sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Because they won't push the season back to go later into November now? They're not going to do that.
They won't
No,
do that.
that's what I'm saying here, that they're meeting every day this week. Never to read a deal before then, but
yeah, I think you can play baseball into the first week of November, and pretty much that's it. I mean, you really can't go.
Oh hell, let them play in the snow. Who cares?
Put them in a dome, and we can have a Thanksgiving baseball and football head.
If they domed every stadium, there wouldn't be any issues. But that's not going to happen.
Hey, if football players can play in the snow, so can baseball players. Just give them like a black ball instead of a white one.
I mean, it'd be a lot of bunting.
And a lot of wild pitches, that's for sure. There we go. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
How you doing?
I'm good. I just had to show you that I'm not a liar. There's my iron mic.
There you go.
A boxing aficionado.
My all my boxing gloves.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
I got a new Mike Tyson silk print. You want to see it?
Of course.
I got my shop lights up, so hold on. Shit. Well, you know. All right, you can't see it because. Wait, oh, I'm on the wrong side. You can't see it because my camera's tied up. Hang on.
Cable's not long enough.
No.
Rugby players playing the snow. Yep.
Hang on. I'm going to take you on a roller coaster ride.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
I
not
get sick now.
Thank God I ate a couple hours ago.
Where's my Dramamine?
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. That is nice.
That is nice.
That's a silk screen.
Oh, wow.
That's sweet.
That's
And
really nice.
And then that right there, that is a photograph. It's got Rocky Balboa shorts on it, and then there's Rambo's are in the trunks there. Hang on.
So, Mom, I'm sure you know that Funko has come out with Balboa and Apollo Creed.
New?
Yeah, I just saw him in the store today.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw him at Walmart.
Oh, I gotta look online right now. Okay, so really, I'm here to bait Anthony into coming in.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. I would have thought,
He's a busy boy, but we haven't talked face to face in quite a while. So
come on, it's 7:00. He's in California. He's watching. He's chilling out
he's
on the
working.
balcony, probably relaxing.
Michael, that boy works hard.
No, I know. He most definitely does.
He works hard. Guess what I'm bidding on right now?
What are you bidding on right?
An autographed Chris Bird glove. And I have a really good chance of getting it because in the listing, it says Chris BYOD.
Oh, I missed
Instead
that.
of BYRD because they're freaking idiots and they don't know boxing. So why are you gonna list a boxing glove? I mean, I'm blind as a bat and I saw it 5 feet away from me and I knew it was Chris Bird.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you,
all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mike will tell you. I mean, it'd be like, hey, put a gun in my head, and if someone said, look, we're going to give you some spelling words, or we're going to shoot you in the head, I might be, you know what? Just shoot me in the head. Don't put me through the misery of going through it, right? Because I can't spell for nothing. But it's amazing to me that somebody could, have a card in their hand and still type a name wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that part.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a good way. That's a good way to find like signed cards and stuff like that. eBay used to never have the correct, because I've been selling on eBay for going on 22 years. And they never used to have the autocorrect. Now when you type in like Chris BYOD, it's going to take you to Chris Bird where it didn't used to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really good way of finding listings. Hi, baby boy.
What's up, Mama? You caught me right in the middle of packing. Going to Virginia tomorrow.
So. Oh, you going to Virginia? Yeah.
Yeah.
But did I not tell you, Michael? You can thank me for Anthony coming on because it took me coming here to get the boy on.
Or a text message from either one of the Huddle boys would have sufficed.
Well, Anthony, tell the truth. You were in the chat. You came to see me. Little Mike, don't listen to Little Mike. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing good.
You are way too silent to be on this broadcast. You need to open your mouth and talk. Now, I've talked more about baseball than you have in this last half an hour. And I haven't
It's a
said
hot take.
anything. You need to chime up, man, and be part of the conversation, dude.
I got you.
If you're gonna be part of this community, man, you gotta have a big
we're all friends
mouth.
here, Mike. Whatever you say, it's just say it. I just look at some of my videos. I pronounce names wrong and words wrong.
He does. He does that all the time.
Oh, and I just leave it in there because it's funny. I got this. John sent me this Bryce Harper hot sauce card, right? And I read it and I said, "Oh, Bryce Harper hot sausage." I left it in there. I don't care. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what was I thinking?
Anthony, do you know Mike and John?
I don't think we've ever officially met. No.
Nice to meet you, Anthony.
Over
Nice
picnic.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Nobody introduced me.
I said hi to you.
Everyone said hi, Kelly.
I know everybody said hi, but
You need an introduction. You just force your way on in there. You don't get they open the door. You're kicking it on in.
Listen. The link was there.
I feel
And
like
I was waiting for you to jump in so I could see your beautiful face.
well, it's nice to see your face.
You guys don't know, Anthony and I used to be very, very close. We still are. We still love each other, but we don't see each other very often.
Well, you're not having the eBay listing hangouts.
No,
I'm
I
finally
haven't really
listening,
listed much on eBay at all recently, outside of GMA slabs.
and I just started listing my jewelry on eBay because I make better money with it on eBay.
There you go.
Yeah, if you guys are ever interested, if you're looking for jewelry for anyone, Hip Flippin' Mama does jewelry auctions, and she gets some really nice stuff.
Well, I'm dressed like I do. It's like, sterling silver and really nice stuff, guys. It's premium.
Yeah,
It's nice. It's like premium jewelry, okay? I'm not dressed like it, but it's nice stuff. But I gotta represent my boxing.
Yep. So, I mean,
it's nice to meet the biggest Mike Tyson fan. That's for sure. So thank you, Kelly. Thank you for stopping.
Well, it's nice to meet you too, baby. Both you babies.
I'm not a baby. I'm probably the oldest one in here.
But
yeah, everyone's baby to mama.
Thank you, Michael. Everybody is baby to me.
There you go. All right. I'll take that.
Everybody, that's the truth, isn't it, Anthony?
Yep. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just like I would stand in front of Anthony to take a bullet, even though he's a lot taller than I am.
Yeah. Aim low, guys.
So John and Mike, you guys not knowing, Anthony, a fun fact about him, from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That's why you see Pittsburgh as his name. He just moved out to California. But he was also a ball boy for the Steelers.
Really? That's awesome.
You don't drop the whole professional wrestler
Sorry
thing?
about that. I had a phone call come through.
Well, I haven't got to that part yet. And he also was a professional wrestler in the NWA. Well,
we lost him.
He'll be back.
He'll be back.
Alan was probably calling him.
Probably his boss is probably calling him.
Yeah, Alan, because, Alan knows when I go online. And then he'll know Anthony follows me, so.
Sorry about that. My mama was calling. My other mama was calling. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
His first mama.
I got cued by both mamas in the same live stream.
That's
I'll
okay.
cut my service because I'm not on Wi-Fi right now.
Anthony's mama and I get along really, really well.
Yeah. So how do you know Anthony, Kelly? Is it just from streams?
We did a Bible study together for a couple of years.
Okay.
But we, which maybe someday we'll get back to once lives calm down. But
Never does.
We met in a chat room. And we just started talking, and then we started hanging out, listing on eBay and stuff like that.
A YouTube chat room. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
None of those weird ones.
No. Now, Hit Flippin' Daddy and I are hitting 37 years this year. So,
Congratulations.
thank you. So, no, nothing like that. Trust me, my son would kick my ass. I sent $75 to somebody, right? And the note on it was, we hope this helps. We love you. Love, Flippin' Hope, Anthony, and Kelly. And I sent it to my son on accident. And my son hits me up and he's like, Mom, what the hell? I got $75 from you. And it says, we love you from Anthony and Kelly. What the hell is that? And I was like, that's ministry money, son. Oh, okay. I mean, they're almost the same age, you know. But
I mean, he didn't get to know I was new dad. My name was clearly signed.
Yeah, keeping it. He's keeping his mom clean. But the good thing is, Tom got to meet you at Nationals and really likes you.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was really cool to actually meet Tom for like the first time in person.
Doesn't mean we get to vacation together, but
Mike or John, you guys ever been to a national?
No, but there's one coming to Atlantic City.
I went to
this
one
year.
in Chicago back in the early 90s. That's the last one I've been to.
it was incredible.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
It was our first one, and it was at times it was overwhelming because it's to me. Yes, you can call it a card collector show and all the other kind of stuff, but it was just as much as a museum because of all the stuff that there's no way I could ever afford to buy.
Well,
I mean, there was one guy who had a glass case that was all Mickey Mantles, just millions of dollars of Mickey Mantles sitting there.
I was really surprised. Well, it was easier for me because I could go to a booth and say, baby, do you have any boxing? No. Baby, do you have any boxing? No.
Right.
Baby, do you have any boxing? And then, the one booth I found was a lot of boxing. And they had an actual championship belt from Frazier.
Wow.
And they wanted $12,000 for it. But he took it out of the case. He let me hold it, because we were talking, and he let me hold it, and I got to feel it, and kind of put it, it didn't hurt, but he took pictures for me. And I was just like, I was almost in tears. I'm like, I have to put it back. I told him up front, I can't buy it, but can I please hold it and play with it? He said, absolutely. Turns his back. He's dealing with other people after he takes my pictures. And I'm just like, he trusts me.
That's what it's all about. I mean, I think if I went, I wouldn't go there looking to buy anything, just to see, just to experience it, just to see what everybody has and look at all the nostalgia and bring back, the memories. That's what it was all about. I remember when the Flyers won the Stanley Cup, and it was 75, and I there was a bank by us that had the Stanley Cup, and it was a Gerard Bank. And I went in there, and I was like maybe 10 years old at the time. And I just went and I touched the cup. Don't touch the cup. I touched the cup. I didn't care, because that's history. It's like I touched the cup with all of those other players that touched the cup. It's like my mom yelled at me. I was like, I don't care. I touched the cup.
Yeah, well, you're a kid. You can get away with that.
Exactly.
Hit Flippin' Daddy bought, and I supported the purchase, but he bought a $1,000 Miami Dolphins 72 team signed full-size football helmet.
Wow.
It had Shula's signature on it, and it was missing 4 signatures because they're dead. But this was a get together that they had, like a reunion, and so there were like 4. Some of the main guys were gone, but it was just it's incredible. It's an incredible helmet to have.
But did it have Ray Finkel on it? That's who they need.
Laces
Laces
out.
No,
I
but
know.
Mike, you say you couldn't go to buy, but the problem here's the thing though,
I don't
you could
remember.
actually get great deals if you're willing to go ahead and go through, dollar boxes because
Well,
you
yeah,
get
that's
these
something
guys,
I would do.
yeah,
but,
because you get these dealers that they're preparing, months in advance. And if all of a sudden if a player gets hot and everything, all kind of stuff, they don't sit there and go through, I mean, I think it was
dollar
like the
boxes,
guy Card
yeah.
Collector 2.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, what he say he brought like 75,000 cards or more.
Mhm.
He's like,
Wow.
you're gonna get great deals. He said, because I'm not going through all these boxes. I've been putting these boxes together for over a year now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And
I
why are
didn't
you
think
going to go
about
back
that.
through them? It would take too much time to go back through them to pull
Yeah.
them out.
Shoot, when
Yeah.
Anthony and I were watching this past NFL draft, we were watching it together, and every single person that would get drafted, what did I do, Anthony?
Oh, you go buy their card.
I was trying to get signed autos
Yeah,
on
shoot.
your card for the first 10 people that got drafted.
Yeah.
And how did you do? Did you get them?
I got some.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, I got some, but I got cards for all of them. But I got some autos, but not like I wanted. I'm kind of cheap. But I ran into one vendor that, because I was paying everybody by PayPal, right? I got to one vendor who didn't take PayPal, and he's like, "Do you have a check?" And I said, "I don't have one on me." And he says, "I'll tell you what." He puts out his hand, because my husband and I had been talking to him for quite a while. He's like, "I can tell that you know what you're talking about, and why don't you just send me a check when you get home?" And I'm like,
Wow.
That's
and so I took $120 worth of boxing merch and took it home and sent him a check on Monday. This was a Saturday. I sent him a check on Monday. It was Saturday, wasn't it, Anthony?
Probably.
Yeah, it was Saturday we were together.
We were there like for what, like 5 days though? Like
We got there what, Wednesday?
something like that.
Whatever the early legend was.
He spoke.
did you
You
guys
should have
purchase
heard him
that
earlier. He
that
was
first
handing
day
presents.
one, and then you purchase the big one where you can get in line early with autographs and all that, or just the basic?
No, we had the VIP passes, right?
We had the VIP pass, which you can get in, but it doesn't get you like to the front of the autograph line. But it's amazing, the autographs are. I mean, it's crazy how expensive, they still are even there. Like like honestly, there were 2 autographs that I wanted to get. I only got one. I wanted to get Fred Lynn because he's my favorite player, and I was like, and his was I think like $35 or $40. I was like, hey, that's cool. I don't mind. I'm going to get to talk to him and so on and so forth. And I wanted to get Hulk Hogan's because I'm a Hulk Hogan, big time fan. But Hulk Hogan wanted $230.
Wow.
But he gets it. So
No, I know, but I'm saying I'm like, well, cross that one off the list because that ain't happening.
Mike, when you were talking earlier about, I think it was you, how they're like museums when you go to the big card shows, they had in glass containers or glass displays, and some were in the what's the see-through plastic, Anthony? They put the helmets in. What's that called?
The plexiglass.
Plexiglass. No, it's the thick stuff. Is that plexiglass too? Anyway, they had like Muhammad Ali stuff, and they had a whole display on Larry Bird because I love Larry Bird. And I took picture after picture after picture of that. They had his uniform, those little shorts. They had his shoes. They had everything. And it was just like, that's what I told my husband. I said, it's like a museum.
Yeah, it's like going to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially when you had the big auctions house who's got all the crazy old memorabilia in the glass cases.
Well, tell them what happened. Mike and John don't know what happened to you.
To me?
No, at National.
What happened to me?
Seriously? The break?
Oh, yeah. So SGC, instead of taking card submissions, they were giving back to everybody who had SGC slabs, and you got entered into a raffle. So, I got entered into 2018. No, yeah, 2018 NBA Immaculate, and they were ripping it on the main stage because they partnered with, I forget the name of the auction house or whatever.
Might have been Heritage.
Yeah, it was Heritage. They partnered with them, so I got a spot in that, and they were breaking it on the main stage. So there's 6 cards in that box.
6 cards, and that box goes for $7,000.
Yeah,
It was loud. That's all I know.
6
Wow.
cards.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Whew. I'm glad
But he
I'm
could have
saying
got
baseball.
a Luca or a Trey Young.
man, that would have been so cool if I did. You know how upset Alan would have been. You know how like butthurt he would be.
Yeah.
I could just flash that
trying to
all
get
the time to him.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, like I said, just seeing stuff. I mean, it is definitely, you know, it's worth going for one day just to walk around, because the problem you have, and I'm assuming it's going to be big in Atlantic City. You know, it was huge in Chicago. I
Yeah.
guarantee you there was, you know, we were there for 5 days and we didn't see everything.
Wow.
We missed a whole, like, if you go through this one hallway, right, or this one, like, it's like a hallway because of all the booths. There was like 5 rows more of booths in back that we didn't even get to hit.
Hey, Parabellum, thanks for stopping in.
So we missed a lot. I don't know if I'd go back though, because I spent $1,100.
Oh, wow.
Hard not to with that sheer volume of stuff.
I know.
Are any of you guys going this year to the National?
I plan to, yes.
I plan to, but John wants to go for like a long time. I want to go for like 2 days. That's about it. So I don't know. We're both in, you know, Pennsylvania. Probably meet up and head down, but you know, we got to work out all the logistics and stuff like that. I just don't want it, you know, costing me too much to go down.
Mike, do you have that table labeled? Are those just certain teams you've got?
Oh no, that's my total break table for baseball. I only do baseball.
Yeah.
I showed the guys earlier, and I said that's just my sorting table. It's 3 rows of 10.
That's what. As soon as I get this cleared off, that's because I've got about 4,000 cards to go through.
Oh, that's nothing. I'll do that in 2 hours.
Well, kiss my big fat butt, Mike.
It's just
okay?
like just fly right through them.
I run a business other than that. Okay.
Oh, I work too. Hey, so don't you know?
That's my side thing. Okay.
This is my enjoyment time. This is my relaxation time.
Guess what? Guess what I do with all my Steelers? Guess.
Your what?
Him and Anthony.
They go.
Oh, your Steelers go to Anthony?
Yeah.
There you go. So
are you going, Mike from Georgia? You guys going down to the National this year or no? In Atlantic City?
I'm sure I'll be there. Whether it's for.
Guess you're going.
No, hey. Well, here's the thing. Now I know if we do go, we can split the cost.
No,
definitely,
because he said, "Hey, I'm definitely going." So that means half the cost is his, half the cost is mine.
No.
It's on video, and it will be seen forever.
That's not what I meant.
He's over 18, Dad. He can do it if he wants.
It's gonna be 22, way over 18.
I know. That's all I'm saying. He's over 18. He can go if he wants.
Yeah.
You don't
see what they say as far as like the PSA lines and the Panini lines. If you have like redemptions that they haven't gotten to are really long.
Oh, you'll be on if Panini the redemption line, to turn in the redemptions because your redemption didn't come in was, I believe, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3-hour wait.
Oh.
Anthony, did you ever get your stuff?
What stuff?
Your cards that you were waiting to come in?
Oh no.
Yeah.
PSA is forever like long.
I have
I
four
still have not,
from last
unfortunately.
year still. The wife
wow.
has one. The one Daz Cameron, I said, you know what, just give me a replacement because he's not really worth a whole lot to begin with. Now, do they start that on day one or do they wait to do that for Panini? So I thought about getting like the early access to see if that would get me in line sooner. To that,
Well,
or-
it would. If you have VIP access, you get in an hour beforehand. But it's not like only 12 people get VIP
Right.
access.
Right. No, I understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So from that standpoint, yeah, that yeah. Because I remember, I think it was Ethan said he had one, and he waited online like 3 hours. But yeah, it was very, very long. And Panini, but not Panini, but like PSA and some of the other ones, that was one of the cool things about SGC. SGC did not take in one card to grade. Now, what pissed a lot of people off was PSA was there, and I forgot, wasn't the number like PSA took in, what was it, like 200,000 cards or something like that? I forgot what the number was. It was like a big number, right, Anthony?
Yeah, I don't know the number offhand, but it was a
but
large
like
number. to
PSA
that.
took in a huge number.
They took in so much they had to shut down by day 2 of a 5-day show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the first guy online, I think, had like 5,000 or 6,000 cards.
And they just take them in there. They don't grade them there, right?
Very important paper.
Yeah, I think
You know
they
what?
were.
I think they were grading on spot for the first 2 days, and then I think after that they just were accepting because they were basically so overrun with orders they needed to turn over. Because they were charging like $300 a piece, weren't they, Mike?
Oh, screw that.
I think so.
Like it was something crazy, like $300 per card to get them back that day.
Wow.
I don't have any cards worth doing that with.
That's it's funny. That's the thing that gets me. Like you see these people like that, that Wander Franco, right? That first Wander Franco card that got graded with PSA and everything.
Yeah, would you pay to get that done that quickly and get it back?
Thank God that guy went ahead and got a 10.
Yeah.
But then he made his money back.
Because it would have been bad paying $300 for that kind of service, and you get like an 8.
Yeah, an 8 or 9.
That hurts you bad, But I think I like the way they had nationals, separated. They had the autograph pavilion, but they also had a breaking area where you had when you had vendors there, not vendors, but breakers breaking live from nationals.
Yeah, they list that on here that you have to be a VIP package to get in there.
That's not true because I was in there.
You probably had the VIP or something.
Might be. I mean, with the boom, I guarantee you it's probably different this year from last.
Yeah, because it's
or
it's $169 for that one.
They just don't stop.
For 5 days.
Didn't stop me. Maybe because I had "Mama" written across my forehead. I wasn't in there that long.
No, but it was. But the other thing that was different also is that there were, on Sunday, there were not as many deals on sealed product to find.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was not one, like there was talk where like I heard people talking about it. They've gone, oh man, I went there, and I was getting Topps, Series 1 Topps, update, and I was paying $15 a box, on Sundays and so on and so forth, and there was none of that. There was none of that at all. There was really no discounts, significant discounts. For it.
The difference with them though is a lot of the wax guys are like the Dave and Bryans and like the major wax dealers that like everybody else relies on basically online to get the wax. So I think that's probably why we didn't see that as much at least this past year, because it was massive.
Yeah. Yes, Tommy, it's in New Jersey, Atlantic City.
I'll tell you what Tom and I enjoy doing. was looking through the old cheap cards. I think you called them penny cards or whatever.
Bargain bins. That's what I think you do too.
See, and then Hip Flippin' Daddy was like, I refer to him as Hip Flippin' Daddy online, but when I'm with Anthony, I just say Tom because Anthony is like family to us. So, I have a cool son, don't I, Anthony?
Yeah, sure do.
I do. Anthony got to meet my son. So we were going through, and then he all of a sudden these cards would be flipping through me, and they were football players that I liked. So my husband was throwing me the cards that I liked, and if there were any Dolphins, I'd throw them at him, and it was fun to go through those cards. I liked going through those once I exhausted all of my boxing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're close by, it's worth it. Even just to go for for a couple of days. I mean, it's definitely worth it.
The best part though is just connecting with all the people that you know from like Facebook groups, Instagram, YouTube, like because we all know people like that we've either talked to in other chats, like literally putting faces with names and like actually seeing people in real life.
Anthony was there doing a little deal with somebody, and I just stood there and I waited for him to get done talking. He was ignoring me, being all professional and shit. And which I understand, I come from corporate management. You wouldn't know it, but I do. And then I just got tired of waiting, and I went and attacked him.
She did.
I went and attacked him and hugged him, gave him a great big hug. I didn't want to let go. And then I apologized to the customer, and I left. I was like, we'll meet up with you later. I got my hug in. Let's go. Michael got a hug. I don't know if I hugged Mike.
So then after that, me and Mike hugged each other. No, I'm just kidding.
Does like Topps and Panini do like deals on their stuff? Because I know in the 90s they did. I didn't know if they still do that or not. Like sealed product, they give a discount or anything.
They really didn't. I mean, they were having like little like things like if you were opening stuff and you bought it from them, like, and you hit something, then you'd be up on the TV and then you'd win something if you got something good. But not really. I mean, there's like giveaways and stuff that they put like into like VIP bags. There might be something like that in there, but there wasn't a whole lot like that most people were giving away outside of SGC. Like SGC was giving away like tons of sealed wax. Like I came up and like, this is a month before we launched TGT, and like the president goes, "Here, buddy, you want a hanger box of Mosaic basketball," like, which like was pretty good, like sought after stuff, like even still is, you know what I mean? So I just thought it was pretty cool, you know what I mean? Like he was just open and cool, and like it.
If you remember, one of the things that Panini did was they would have a contest.
Sealed boxes, weren't they?
Huh?
Weren't they giving away sealed boxes, or like if you brought them sealed boxes,
right?
Stuff.
It was like
they would have a contest, and they would say, "Okay, hey, I'm not, whatever it may be, go buy this box, come back to our little area, and then we're going to have, everybody's going to rip open their boxes, and whoever gets, the lowest numbered card or the best value card, you get to pick a number from 1 to 20, and that would equate to boxes that they had in a glass case."
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Cool.
I don't know. It was not the first card show that I've ever been to, but it was by far about 4 times larger than any other card show I've been to. I thought I'd been to a nice big card show. No.
Oh, David, you definitely got to get to a national, my guy. Absolutely.
It was phenomenal. The amount of for like me, the amount of, and I didn't buy just boxing stuff. I bought some American All League women's baseball team stuff because I have a lot of their signed cards. I bought basketball stuff because Larry Bird. So they've got everything there. Yeah. I mean, a multitude of boxing, which made my day. Yeah. They had a little bit of everything.
Right. But then again, you go look at what we were talking about. If you don't have baseball this year, how does that hurt that show?
I don't think it would.
I agree. Yeah, I think people are still wanting to go to national because it hasn't been on the East Coast in a while. So
it would, if nothing else, I think it would increase because they have to get their fix. If they can't watch it on TV or go to the park, they're gonna be ramping up their collections because they've got to get their fix of it, and that's the only way right now they can get their fix. So I think it would increase.
It worked during COVID.
Because look, card trading, and the trade was not what it was before COVID. COVID, people are home, they're online, they're spending all this government money, and
I was spending my own money. I didn't get government money.
Yeah, I know we didn't get any government money either, but but I mean, there were stimulus checks and stuff like that. I didn't get those either, but there were stimulus checks and stuff like that too. But people had, believe it or not, people had money during COVID to spend, and that's when the card trade really took off.
Yeah,
like really took off, I think.
Yeah. But Tommy, you make a point right there. I mean, that is how. I mean, that was one of the things that happened. When Mike and I, we started to get into the cards and everything. Anthony was already into the cards and stuff, and I was just like, "Hey, what do you think about?" And I don't know how we were in a YouTube we were in a chat one time, and Nationals came up, and we were like, and he's like, "Well, I'll go." Like, hell, we'll go too, and that's how we went ahead, and met each other face to face. We had known each other for a couple of years.
Michael, do you remember the text I sent you?
Yeah.
I was just making sure because I didn't want to infringe on any bro time because the whole bro before hose thing.
But when you are one of the bros, it doesn't apply.
That's true.
Plus, no one calls their mama a hoe.
But being
slapped.
I messaged him because I wanted to, because at that time I was planning on finding a chick to room with and to go with, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna message Michael because I care about what he thinks. I didn't message anybody else. I only messaged Michael, and I was like, do you mind if I come to Nationals? Because I'm going to be hanging with Anthony, which we did spend most of the day with Anthony and in the evening with you, Michael, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to encroach on any bro time, because even though I know sports and stuff like that, I'm still obviously I do jewelry, and I'm still a mama, so I'm still a chick. So I'm not technically one of the bros. I can just talk like you. That's all.
No, it was great. I don't know. I think we wish that we could have. Like Ethan was there, and I was like, damn it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I would have liked to, have met him, and then then you watch and some YouTube, and you're like, oh, crying out loud, so and so was there. Gee, for crying, damn, you were there too, and it's like, son of a bitch, damn it, I wish I would have known. From that standpoint. But I mean, to Tommy's point though, when he said about if you get a group of I mean, it's definitely it's definitely great to do that. It's definitely great to get there and hang out and stuff and just get to know and go. I mean, at night we sat down and we would go down, hit the bar, sit, have a beer or two and just, and talk and everything. And in our hotel,
those Facebook guys were awesome too.
Yeah. There were guys doing Facebook breaks live from stuff that they bought at Nationals.
Yeah. Tommy Breaks. First of all, nice to meet you. Thank you for acknowledging the one chick in the room. We all have channels. Well, I don't know about
Come on, Tommy, you've been here long enough. Hit the link and jump on for crying out loud.
Tommy knows
I
us.
know that Michael has a channel. I tune in when Michael and Mike have, do their content. Anthony, of course, has a channel. I have a channel. Anthony and I are monetized on our channel. Most of mine is jewelry, a little bit of sports. I used to do a sports talk show on there about boxing. Resellers Talk Sports, but I don't have that anymore. Chicks don't tend to like sports, and my male following isn't as high as it should be. But yeah, so I mean, we've got channels.
I got 98.2% guys. So if you want to send me some of them ladies, I can send you some of them guys. We can meet in the middle with nice big channels.
Anthony, you don't even know this, Anthony. I went to Shakespeare's.
You're one of the 0.7, Mama.
I know. We went to Shakespeare's pub, and I got up to go to the bathroom, and I passed this table, and they were being loud and obnoxious. And two of the little boys, because they were like in their 20s, were talking boxing. So I immediately, I don't know if the urine went back up into my bladder or what, but I no longer had to go. I grabbed a chair, swung it at the end of the table, and sat there. The conversation stopped. Everybody looked at me, and I went, "So we're talking boxing?" And I ended up talking to the little boy here to my right. He's like 22 or 23. He's an actual boxer. We got to talking, and we were like standing up shadow boxing because we were talking about different fighter styles and how they fought. And I mean, it was just so nice to talk boxing with somebody who could keep up with me. Okay. And he's like 23. He went way back. He goes deep into boxing like I do. And before we knew it, we had exchanged phone numbers and followed each other on YouTube. And we're talking about doing a YouTube show about boxing. So I mean,
that's awesome.
What other 53-year-old fat, white, gray-haired woman goes to the bar and picks up a 23-year-old with her husband?
You have the most flattering ways of pitching yourself, Mama.
What do you got, a massage chair over there, Anthony?
What's that?
What do you got, a massage chair over there?
Yeah, this was a Christmas gift from my mom on account of my back being like destroyed from wrestling.
I tried to get it, but I'm not a mod. Or wait, I don't have YouTube up. That's why.
Yeah, I got him taken care of.
Later, fella, that ain't nice.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm not above boxing in a bar, and we know the owner, right?
Oh, Mama.
What?
I don't mean to cut you off, but you're gonna love this.
What?
Guess what's like legit, like in the bottom of my building, like built into the same building I live in.
What?
Floyd Mayweather's gym, like where he like practices when he's in town or whatever. Pretty wild.
I can't stand him, but
it'd still be pretty cool to see his gym.
Yes, I would go in and I would see his gym and I would meet him because he's from Grand Rapids. He's from, an hour from me. He grew up in Grand Rapids, and I would shake his hand and I would say, "Very nice to meet you. You are a talented boxer, but I could slap your face for burning that $100 bill." So, but me. I'm sitting there with Muhammad Ali, right? And his wife Lonnie, at our boys' ball game. And he mumbles to me, who's my favorite fighter? And what did I say?
Rocky Marciano.
No, but I have his ring. No, I said Mike Tyson. And he gave me a dirty look. And Lonnie, his wife, about pissed her pants laughing. And he just, because that's all he could really do is just put up his.
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, I'm sorry." and Lonnie she stopped. She goes, "He likes to be called Champ. If you call him Champ, he'll forgive you." So then whenever I saw him, I just called him Champ. So he says, who's your favorite boxer?" "Mike Tyson." I just
Mama, did I tell you that Marty pulled a Mike Tyson autograph the first day we moved out here?
and did he slab it and send it to me?
Not yet. He's planning to slab it though. I can work on that send it to you part, but I don't know. He pulled another boxer today. I'm trying to remember who. Marty, who was that boxer you pulled today? Michael Moore. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, Michael Moore.
Yeah, he got
Michael
an
Moore
autograph
was
of
a
him today.
heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he pulled his
In
auto
fact-
today, right before pulling a Pele.
In fact, that is how Lennox Lewis became champion. He beat Michael Moore, I believe.
You're probably right.
Tommy, I'm one half of Huddle card collection, so my channel's Huddle as well.
Yeah, as you like, he's the younger half.
Michael Moore was a great big dark black guy who could punch like nobody else. He was a hard hitter and he could take a punch. He was a big boy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He was.
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was when Marty pulled him, so like, I feel bad. They were like all excited, like, "Oh, Michael Moore." I was like, "Isn't he like a comedian or something?"
Isn't he a fat guy who does movies?
Documentaries.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
That's Michael Moore. I like him too. You should have just had Marty call me.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for having me on. I'm going to go hit the sack. It's getting close to 11 o'clock. Michael and Mike, Huddle Cards, thank you for having me on.
Anytime, man.
Very nice to meet you.
Man.
Kelly, always a pleasure.
You too, baby.
It was great to meet you. And John, whatever.
Yeah,
I see you enough.
I'm gonna be right behind you because I got to get up for work tomorrow too. But
Yeah.
it's been fun. We got to do it again.
Yeah,
Yep.
Let's do it again. Sounds
Nice meeting
good.
you, Anthony. Nice meeting you, Mama.
Likewise.
Nice
Younger
meeting
Mike,
you, baby.
older Mike. I know you,
What's your first name, honey?
John.
John. Okay. It was nice to meet you too, baby.
Same here. And
Now
Mike,
you know
again,
what-
if we do a sale, I'll let you know in an email when we're doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll start working on getting cards together. I have to do it. I told Mike the other day. I was like, damn, I really got to do something. Some of these piles are getting too big.
You got to get rid of them. You just got to get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
have to
like,
Get
go.
hold on.
Yeah, I'm not like you. I got the guys I want. The other ones,
Yep.
even if they're valuable, it doesn't make a difference to me. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just let somebody else enjoy it.
And Tommy, thanks for putting up all these chats and keeping us entertained.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yes, thank you, Tommy. Thank
Yeah.
you, everybody that was here. Make
Next
sure
time
like
you got to
and
come on,
subscribe.
Tommy.
Yeah, we'll get him on. He's shy. Tommy's shy, but we'll get him on one time.
The guy who
He's not
does
shy on his
the
own
guy
channel.
who does 12-hour breaks is shy.
He's very shy around other people. He likes to do things solo.
I gotcha.
He's a control freak. So,
What's his YouTube name?
what's that?
What's his YouTube name?
Tommy's
Oh,
breaks.
Tommy's breaks.
Okay.
Tommy's breaks. Yeah.
Oh, this Tommy.
Yeah, this Tommy.
It's Tommy. It's
Okay.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Does he shoot down? He shoots
Tommy knows
down.
how.
He shoots down on his brakes, right? So he doesn't have to show his face.
Most people do, I would imagine.
I've known Tommy for since I started my channel, probably a year and a half now.
I'm not allowed to do that. Doesn't that
What?
suck butt?
What?
I'm not allowed to shoot down. People want to see this face, and I don't understand it.
That's when you got a moneymaker like that. You got to let the
There you
people
go.
have what they want. You got to let them have it, Mama.
There you go.
It pays
No,
the
I don't.
bills.
I think I just make such a fool of myself that they want to see the facial expressions. That's the only thing I can think of.
All right, everybody. Good night. Thanks for having me on.
Later, Mike. Thank you,
Yeah.
buddy.
Kelly,
Good
once
night,
again,
Have a good one, fellas.
have a good night. I'll talk
Later.
to you.
Well, I should probably get off here too
If you
because
don't, Mike's going to talk your ear off. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
well,
now those other guys are gone. He's ready to talk.
I'll talk about grading cards. He won't shut up, man. I'll tell you what. He was commanding the room earlier. You should have seen your son. You'd be proud.
Oh, was it really?
He's doing a good job, man. You'd be real proud of him.
I am very proud of him.
Yep.
I'm proud that he's found something that he loves to do. I'm proud that he was able to connect with a great group of guys. I'm proud that he was able to find a passion for something.
Yeah.
Well,
You know the crazy thing about Mike too, like, is he's a young guy, and a lot of people get crap for being young guys. But I was watching an interview on Comeback Card Investors. He had Peter from SGC on, the president.
Oh wow!
And like, I'm like, I won't be damned if this ain't like a little bit older Mike Gentile. Like, legitimately reminds me of your son. Work ethic, like, to the T.
Appreciate
Like,
that.
I even went to work today. I was like, did you watch that interview with SGC on Comeback Card Investors channel? And Alan's like, no. I was like, this dude legit reminds me of Mike. Yeah.
You know, one thing I will say to you, Mike, and I know I want to call you Little Mike, but I don't want to call you Little Mike because I don't want to disrespect you. So
No, that's fine. I come from an Italian household, and with my dad being Michael too.
David asked if the pickle guys hanging around.
There's Michael and there's Mike. So you need to, when you are in with your dad, you need to pipe up and not have just your dad doing the talking, because you're back there with your head shaking your head yes or shaking your head. You need to pipe up. You need to be more vocal. You need to be more seen. You should be in front of your dad. You should be the excitement and the exuberance and the presence of that show, because this is what you want to do. This is your up and coming, and you need to make it all about yourself, and then that'll be your channel, and Dad's got to go get his own.
So David had asked if Pickle was still there. He lives like right there ish.
What's Pickle?
So like we had mentioned in the show the other day, like that there's a guy that literally like lives outside Marty's like room that yells pickle all night. So David was asking a pickle update. So I was showing you where Pickle resides. That's where it's hollered 24 hours a night in Hollywood.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's where Pickle resides.
I can't believe I'm so far
An
away.
exclusive for Huddle Card. First time ever. Pickles on YouTube.
I can't
It's the
believe
right room to yell to, huh?
I can't believe how far away I am from you, Anthony.
Well,
people ask me about you, and
you'll be close to me this weekend. I'll be in Virginia.
I say I haven't talked to Anthony in weeks. They're like, what? You guys were so close. And I said, we're still close. It's just he's busy. I'm not going to bother him.
Mike keeps me real busy. And then, like, if I slack, he cracks the whip on me.
Honey, I know. I know with everything going on.
Dad to renegotiate on us, and we're like, oh my god.
I know with everything that you have going on right now, you're super busy, and I'm starting to list my jewelry on eBay. So,
nice.
And then I had all that other stuff going on that we talked about, and I had my little emotional breakdown, and breaking shit is really good for an emotional breakdown. Anybody out there? I'm just saying. Yep. And then once you go outside and you break your glassware that's listed on eBay, it sells just like that. Just like that. I had an Indiana glass thumbprint set of dishes for 2.5 years. Only had one offer on it in the whole 2.5 years. I go outside and break a bunch of stuff. It sells like 2 days later.
Oh, imagine.
I'm just like, I didn't even think to take the stuff I broke off, because I picked stuff that I've had for a long time and hadn't sold. And
that happened to me shortly after moving here. I could only bring so much because I went from like a full house to an apartment. So like literally my entire eBay inventory outside of like my slabbed cards, like even my raw cards that I didn't deem to be like super high grades, I literally gave away everything. Like an entire, like if any of you guys ever remember like the early of my channel, like all that stuff that was in the background, just like literally.
Yeah. Did Mel ever come get it?
Yeah, she took a few few van loads full, and then the rest we just donated to like needy people, and just like actually Marty's wife is the realtor that is selling my house, I should say, and she's been real helpful in getting that to like people that need that stuff.
Yeah, how is she doing with him half and half?
She's cool with it. I mean, she
probably enjoys her half, right?
she enjoys her half very much.
Yeah, I would too.
What'd you say, Mike?
I said I know my mom would.
Hey guys, shh. Okay, so I take sleeping pills now, and apparently when I take a sleeping pill, I snore. So 37 years of listening to him snoring. This is why I don't go to bed until 3 a.m. because that's when he gets up. So now I snore a couple of days, and I'm getting my own bedroom. Hip flipping daddy is gonna move into the man cave.
There goes the puppies.
I mean, we're still gonna do the whole sex thing, but it's just for sleeping.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I was really concerned there for a minute.
Anthony knows.
We've had some of the most awkward conversations, haven't we, Mama?
So much so that I get a package in the mail one day. Should I say what was in that package, Anthony?
I don't remember what I put in the package, so probably I don't know.
It was something you found in a storage unit, and you sent it to me to help me with my post-menopausal problem. Do you remember?
Well, if any of you guys have watched storage unit content, you might have a few ideas.
That's good enough. Thank you.
I won't. Yeah.
It was a shoe.
No, it wasn't a sex toy or anything like that.
Good.
Oh no, I wouldn't use a sex toy out of a storage locker when you can order them online.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Michael. Use logic, man.
Man.
Just kidding. No, but it was something that I needed, and Anthony sent it to me, and Tom's like, "Do you know how fucked up that is?" And I said, "Absolutely not. My alternate son sent me something that I, very desperately needed, and you will benefit from it too." That's love, man.
It was a hat and shorts.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Miami Dolphins.
Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Tommy, is that what you just did, Tommy?
It's a topic changer.
I'm sorry. I bring my vagina with me wherever I go. Sorry. I forget. This is a dude channel.
Yeah. So but I hate to change the subject, but I do have to ask Anthony. So you with Virginia Beach, are you guys you're bringing stuff to sell also, or are you just going to be taking orders and stuff?
No, we're pretty much just going to like take orders and stuff. So I mean, I'm probably not going to bring a whole lot to sell. Normally I bring some stuff to trade, but I think this time, because I'm literally going, like, I won't get there till close to midnight.
Isn't Alan going with you?
No, Gate City Paul's going. So I'll get there probably close to midnight tomorrow.
Is he part of the company now?
Yeah. Gate City. He's one of the graders.
I did not know that. See, You don't call, you don't text, you don't write.
Oh boy.
You don't keep me.
You got me in trouble with Mom now, Michael.
I got you in trouble. I asked a simple question. I'm sorry. Not my fault.
I'm messing with
you. Look,
I know.
I was there on some of the very early conversations, man. Before like
you were there before even Mike was there. Yeah, you were there before we had any form of like help.
I was like the fifth person. I was like the mascot.
She was our mascot officially.
Like I even sat in on some meetings and stuff. Okay, so like I'm emotionally invested.
I knew you are.
I have a TGT email address.
Man.
Look, because look, when my husband asked me why would you talk to Anthony about that, I'm like, well, he's my friend, he's my pastor, and he's my buddy. We hang out every day. He's married. Well, he was married.
Her mom up to have these conversations with Nate every day.
Oh, really?
Nate.
Then it would get awkward. And I'd be like, all right, guys, I gotta go.
Yep, Nate. Rob, I just watched a whole documentary on her. Man, I'm telling you, as far as supporting my boys, yes, I do that. But I couldn't kill anybody or cause harm to anybody. I don't even like to hurt people's feelings. But thank you for that, Tommy. I will take that as a compliment. But yeah, Nate would be like, no, I can't picture my mama doing that. Yeah. Oh, in a movie. Well, I was in musical theater.
So you were asking about the show, though. Like, yeah,
yes.
I'm probably not going to bring a whole lot to sell this time. Normally, if it's like local, because I'm going to try to just go. Because I'll be there like literally less than one day. Because I'm going to leave like right after the show and come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No. Normally, I stay a little longer.
Is it just Saturday, Sunday?
Away, it's like a pain in the butt to like travel to and from. I'm just gonna like go and
if you ever come to Kalamazoo or to Detroit, I'll work your booth.
Cool. Deal. I'm sure we will at some point. Like we're gonna be traveling a lot.
If you come
to Kalamazoo, sure. You're also coming to Atlanta.
I'm kicking hip flipping daddy out of his
that part's not my fault.
I had dinner plans all taken
we
care of.
We still are coming
everything.
to Atlanta, though. We still are. We just don't know when. Not this one coming up, though, unfortunately, because I have to go to Virginia Beach. Well, I don't have to. I get to. You know what I mean? It's exciting, but
I'm so happy for you that you get to travel and everything. It's just you can never send you anything because you don't know if you're going to be home.
You know, I've been home a lot lately, though. This is the first time I've traveled this year so far, outside of moving.
This year is only like
been like
literally. Did you get the 30-inch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle unwrapped? Or no, the 30-inch Power Ranger.
I got him. You want to see him? I got him hanging out in like my like little sanctuary I hang out in when I get ready for work.
And then I sent him a.
He's a little messy right now. He's still holding my pants. I'm going to change into after the stream.
Okay.
He's literally right here. He hangs out right here.
Yep, and then he's got a Steve Austin pillow I sent him.
Oh, you see where Steve Austin is? He's over there with my championship belts.
Yeah, I know. I saw it online. I see him right there. And a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles t-shirt.
I just wore that like yesterday or the day before.
You would have
scored on IG.
You would have scored a really, really nice.
Oh, Mama, check this out. Remember this?
Nala. You're such a big boy.
Fat. He is super fat.
He's big.
He lost every bit of weight, or he found every bit of weight I lost.
You're looking good, Anthony.
Thank you.
What are you down to now?
Like 280. Just pretty. That's good for me. Like when
I weigh more than you.
Like,
I'm so ashamed.
Like for like regular people, that's still like pretty fat. Like that's still defensive tackle fat.
I just said.
I think he missed that part.
I weigh more than you. Okay, this is our relationship. I just said I weigh more than you, and he's like, "Yeah, that's still real fat."
No, I didn't hear you say that. I would have never said that to you. I'm talking about my weight is.
Dude,
like, I deem myself to.
Dude, I'm morbidly obese. It's okay.
It's I mean, I am too. So like, I get it.
It's okay, Anthony. You look great. You look sexy as hell.
Thanks.
In a mama kind of way.
Well, I received that in a son type of way that doesn't live in I guess, West Virginia.
It's funny. Clay came over the other night, and he had just out of the blue texted us and said we were watching a movie. Said I'm going to stop by after work, and we're like, okay, cool. And I was in the kitchen washing dishes, and he walks through the door, and I just pick up my little house dress and stuff, and I dry my hands off, and I grabbed a hold of him and hugged him real tight. He goes, I needed that. I really needed that. He came over to get a mama hug. Oh, it was so wonderful. Because I used to do drive-by huggings when he worked at Verizon. If I was there, I would come in. Everybody knew me. If he was with a client or whatever, he would excuse me for just one moment. I would walk up and do drive-by hugging. I would say it, kiss him on the cheek, and say thank you so much for the interruption. I'm his mother. Have a good day. And I would leave. But I can't do that anymore because he doesn't work there. He's a marketing manager for a moving company called College Hunks. And so I can't do that now. He's never in his office anyway. So Mike and Michael, you guys excited for the USFL season? What is that? What's USFL?
It's a football league.
Yeah, United States Football League. It's coming back. Yeah, I mean,
is that like XFL?
Not really. I mean, it's like another like subsect of football, like the XFL was, but this is like run by a different like committee of people.
Are they going to be running on a 50-yard field like the other ones?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
No, they'll do regular. So
it's like Reggie White and like Steve Young played like back in the 80s.
Yeah. What I think, also you look at it from a standpoint of is that
Reggie White legend.
The XFL will do a little. I don't want to say gimmicky stuff, but it will have like a little
rules.
The different rules where USFL will have basic rules. It was interesting how the USFL did their draft because they just had their draft, and the way they did it was each round was for a specific position. That's what you had to draft. So round 1 was quarterbacks, round 2 was edge rushers, round 3 was defensive ends, round 4 was defensive backs. And so on and so forth. So it was interesting how the USFL did their draft from that standpoint.
Now, I never really knew a whole bunch about those leagues. I never followed them. I never really gave a crap about them. But when I found out Kurt Warner started in them, after he was drafted by the Green Bay Packers and then let go before he even hit the field, he went and played that type of league for like a couple of years, and then that's how he got picked up by the Rams.
That's how the Steelers got Tommy Maddox.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, so when they were drafting in the first round, all 8 teams took a quarterback. So it didn't make a difference if the team picking the 8th quarterback, it didn't make a difference if he was the worst quarterback and there was, 10 other players, better than that guy you'd rather have. They had to take a quarterback at that position. So it was a very interesting draft. Well, I mean, the USFL was actually doing fairly well because they were a springtime league and they were doing okay. It's not like they had, I don't think they were, like packing stadiums and doing 80,000 fans, but they were doing okay. And then they made a decision that, hey, no, we want to go head to head on play the weekends like the NFL during the same time frame. And
they ain't going to cut it. They're not going to cut it if that's what they want to do.
Yeah, if they would have stayed, I mean, I don't know how successful they would have been. But I think it would have been, they would have been around a lot longer.
I'm sure.
Unless you want to load up on offensive line.
I wish the Steelers would do that this year.
Dude, the Dolphins are in a tailspin right now. It's crazy.
Hey, we let the Bengals get to the Super Bowl. Granted, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase reside there now, but What is this world coming to?
Yeah, it's a crazy time right now for the Dolphins, and I'll tell you what though, my prediction about Tua came true. I don't know if you remember, Anthony, last year I was saying how they should have kept Fitz, but Fitz wanted to be a starting quarterback. He doesn't care who he plays for; he just wants to play.
No.
Where Tua, like I said, I think he needs another year to hone his skills before he takes over. So what happens? The first 7 games, of course, we didn't have very good defense. Okay, the offensive line didn't do very good for him, but the first 7 games we lose, the last 8 games we win. So he just needed time. He just needed time, and I'm really excited to see what he does at the start of this next year. But with these coaching changes and everything, who knows what's going to happen?
Well, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, that receiver you guys drafted for him last year, is an absolute stud. So
I have about 10 or 12 of his cards, dude.
Me and Marty just won the Super Bowl on our Madden season this past weekend, and he's our second receiver.
I bid on so many Waddle cards that they were coming in packs. And Tom's like, "How many Waddle cards did you buy?" I'm like, "Well, you don't know that you're going to win him." I said, "But he's going to be a superstar, so
Trying to take after Marty.
Yep.
Just buy a whole bunch of cards.
Yeah, Marty's really that.
I get to like certain people. Depends on how they act. Depends on how they act on the field, and off the field. Not their performance.
Mm-hmm.
It's their perception. I come from like Barry Sanders, who will always be not a god. Don't worry, Lord, but I mean, just on a pedestal for me for the rest of my life because he was so humble. There was no showboating with him. He was just a class act. And so people that I find that like that, I really like to hone in on him. And it was really funny when my husband and I went and saw the Kurt Warner movie, American Hero or whatever it was. They featured a lot of time when he was playing the Ravens with another one of my favorite players, Ray Lewis. And I'm sitting there in the movie theater, and Ray Lewis is kicking Kurt Warner's butt, right? And I'm going, "Get him, Ray, get him, Ray." And Tom turns to me and he goes, "No, we're supposed to be rooting for Kurt Warner." I'm like, "Screw that. Get him, Ray, get him, Ray."
Yeah, American Underdog. It was very
American Underdog. It was a good movie.
Yeah, his story is, I mean, it's incredible.
It reminded me of The Rookie with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
The boxing or the baseball, where he was a rookie in his 40s and he got called up, and yeah. If you ever seen the Pistol Pete Maravich movie, you need to watch it. It's an older movie, but Little Mike, watch it. I think that you will like it because the dude that portrays Pete Maravich does a phenomenal job of copying his moves when he plays and stuff like that, because Pistol Pete was like nobody else. He had moves like nobody else, especially for a short white boy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's another one of my favorites.
Yippers. Yeah, Pete changed a lot of things about the game. I mean, he was the first one, the floppy socks, and
yeah,
I mean, he was a he was a long range shooter, but he could go and cut to the hoop and twist and contort and throw a ball up and everything.
I don't follow basketball now because of the shoes. I can't take it on the court, but I mean, he would just like behind his back, or he'd pass it behind his back. Maybe they do that stuff now. I don't know. I can't tolerate watching basketball now. Plus, they got all those really long shorts You know that crap is heavy. They could fly just a little bit higher if they didn't have all that weight on. Where in Pistol Pete's day, they were just the little tiny shorts. Not that I like the little tiny shorts. I'm just saying it seems like things were a lot easier.
Yeah, no, it's the game has changed a lot since he played,
From
but like
from a chick's point of view.
yeah, but I guess so when you look at some of the things that Pistol Pete did, I mean, it was he did a lot of things that no one had done in the game before at that time.
And no one
and
thought that somebody his size could do.
yeah, and I think a lot of people,
Like Spud Webb.
yeah, a lot of people didn't. I think he was one of those attitude type guys. Also, he knew how good he was, and I think he, he rubbed people the wrong way and stuff like that, and just did some
but
things.
he had to be that way, baby, because of his size.
Well, true,
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah, he had to be that way. He had to have armor, or he would have never made it.
Yepers.
Yep, he had to have armor, or he would have never made it. But I got some really nice stuff. Speaking of Pistol Pete, I got a sealed package I was looking at one of the old Sports Illustrated cards. You know how they had those collector cards that you could get?
Oh yeah, the cut inside the magazine.
Yeah. And no, what they weren't inside the magazine. It was like a mail order, right?
Oh.
And you got all of my stuff, my boxing stuff's in the man cave right now because I'm redoing my office, but or I would show you. It's like 9x9 cards. And it's like those recipe cards women could order.
Oh, okay. Yep.
You get the cards and you would get so many for January. And I bought a pack like that. I was looking at a single of Pete Maravich. They wanted $109 for it, right? Oh, I don't care how beautiful you think I am, you little son of a. You just want my money. Go away. Well, they do. They trigger. It's the gray hair. They think I'm a little old, lonely woman that they can woo and they'll get all my money. That's what these people do. But little do they know I'm young and feisty. But he goes, this is the guy that let me send him a check. He's like, I got a whole pack over here that's sealed that has Maravich in it. And I went, oh. And he wanted $100 for that. And so I bought that. And then I bought some different boxing stuff from him. But he's like, why don't you come back behind my booth and go through some of my stuff? And we were just talking and everything. And he used to know some of the boxers in the 40s and the 50s. He was an elderly gentleman. And it was so nice to talk to somebody who knew boxing, because his dad was a trainer. And so as a younger boy, he was always in the gyms and he had met and watched a bunch of guys fight. And it was just, and he's like, how do you know how these guys fight? How do you know their styles? I'm like, I watch it on YouTube. I watch the fights on YouTube and everything. I read. I have every Ring magazine for the last 15 years.
Oh, wow.
It's my son for the last 15 years.
You should get those graded. That'd be cool. You should get your rings graded. That there's a lot of like magazine and stuff like that grading going on right now.
No, because I still look at them all and I want to eventually.
Oh yeah, sure. You want to be able to look at them.
I want to eventually, because you watch an old fight, right? And then you want to go back to the magazines and read about it, see what their opinions and stuff were. But I want to frame a lot of them for art. Like the last 5-6 years, they do a lot of chunky, broad stroke paintings on the front of the Ring magazines. And so I want to frame a bunch of them. But
that would be awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, you can talk a different sport. We don't have to talk boxing.
No.
I don't know why, but last time I got a phone call, it knocked my camera out. So my bad.
Just click back on the camera thing.
I just didn't want to have to jump out again.
No worries.
Come back in multiple times.
So much when you're gone. I'm just sitting here playing with my jewelry. Yeah, the first item I listed was a sterling silver 111 gram bracelet. That's freaking heavy, and it sold in 2 days.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
yeah, I'm just gonna like list my jewelry now. I was supposed to have an auction tonight, but I fell asleep.
I'm going to shut down the live if anybody's still out there. We can go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to shut down the live, though. Thanks a lot for everybody for showing up. Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me, man.
We'll see you guys at the next one.